Hello friends, this is Margaret from Golden Years Wisdom. Today I want to talk about something many of us think about but rarely discuss openly. Last month, I received a call that changed everything. My dear friend Thomas, who had just celebrated his 70th birthday with a golf tournament and seemed healthier than most 50-year-olds, was gone. His wife found him in his favorite armchair, newspaper still in hand, looking peaceful as if he'd simply fallen asleep. No warning, no goodbye. It got me thinking. What if there were signs? What if Thomas, or any of us, could recognize certain changes that might suggest our body is preparing for its final chapter? Now, I'm not here to frighten you. In fact, quite the opposite. Knowledge brings power, and recognizing these signs early could mean adding precious years to your life through medical intervention or lifestyle changes. Have you ever noticed changes in your body or mind and wondered, is this normal aging or something more serious? Many of us have, and today I'll share 5 critical signs that medical professionals say might indicate you're entering life's final stretch. Stay with me until the end, because sign number 3 is often missed, even by doctors during routine checkups. Yet addressing it could potentially add up to 7 years to your life. And the solution is surprisingly simple. Are you ready? Let's begin this important conversation together. Sign number 1, unexplained weight loss. Have your clothes been fitting looser lately, even though you haven't changed your eating habits? When the numbers on your scale drop without effort, your body might be sending you an urgent message. Losing more than 10 pounds over 6 months without trying isn't something to celebrate, it's something to investigate. This isn't about the intentional weight loss that comes from joining that new senior swim class. This is your body losing weight when you're not trying to. Take my friend Barbara, a vibrant 68-year-old who loved her weekly bridge club. She noticed her favorite dress becoming baggy around the waist and initially felt delighted. Free weight loss, she joked with her daughter. Barbara had always struggled with those extra pounds, so she considered this unexpected slimming a blessing. For 3 months, Barbara ignored this positive change. She even received compliments from friends who hadn't seen her in a while. But her daughter noticed something else. Barbara seemed tired more often and had less appetite at family dinners. When Barbara finally mentioned the weight loss to her doctor during a routine visit, tests revealed early-stage pancreatic cancer. The unexpected weight loss wasn't a gift, it was her body's desperate attempt to signal that something was wrong. The good news? Because they caught it relatively early, Barbara underwent treatment, and today, 4 years later, she still hosts her bridge club every Tuesday. Why does unexplained weight loss happen in our golden years? Dr. Martin Lewis at Mayo Clinic explains that our bodies maintain a delicate energy balance. When serious health conditions develop, they often disrupt this balance in several ways. Some illnesses increase our metabolism, burning calories faster than normal. Others affect our digestive system, reducing nutrient absorption. Many conditions release substances that suppress appetite. Some medications can alter taste, making food less appealing. In seniors, unexplained weight loss can signal various serious conditions, including cancer, advanced heart failure, kidney disease, or undiagnosed diabetes. If you've lost more than 5% of your body weight in 6-12 months without trying, here's what you should do. First, schedule a doctor's appointment specifically for this issue. Don't wait for your annual checkup. Tell the receptionist you're concerned about unexplained weight loss so they understand it's important. Second, start a simple food diary before your appointment. Write down what you eat each day for a week. This helps your doctor determine if you're eating enough. Third, make a list of all medications and supplements you take. Some can affect appetite or weight. Finally, be persistent if you feel dismissed. Sometimes doctors mistakenly view weight loss as positive regardless of cause. Remind them you aren't trying to lose weight. Remember, Barbara's story had a happy ending because she eventually spoke up. Your story can too. If you've experienced unexplained weight loss or know someone who has, type weight in the comments below. Did you realize it was important, or did you initially see it as something positive? Your experience might help someone else recognize this warning sign. If you are still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment sign number 1 below to let me know you are here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Sign number 2, increasing fatigue and weakness. Remember when you could spend all day gardening? then host dinner for the family, and still have energy for an evening walk? As we age, it's normal to have less stamina, but there's a difference between needing an afternoon nap and feeling constantly drained despite adequate rest. When climbing a single flight of stairs leaves you breathless, or when you need to sit down after simple household chores, your body might be sending you an important message. My neighbor Richard, a 73-year-old retired teacher, always took pride in maintaining his yard. His corner lot was known throughout the neighborhood for its beautiful roses and perfectly trimmed hedges. Last summer, Richard started taking longer breaks while gardening. He'd sit on his porch every 20 minutes, wiping his brow, catching his breath. His wife noticed he'd started taking 2-hour naps after lunch, something he'd never done before. Just getting older, he insisted, whenever she expressed concern. One evening, while carrying groceries from the car, Richard felt so weak he had to set the bags down on the driveway. His arm felt heavy, almost numb. His wife recognized these unusual symptoms and called an ambulance immediately. At the hospital, doctors discovered Richard had severe anemia caused by internal bleeding. His fatigue wasn't normal aging, it was his body struggling to function with too few red blood cells. An endoscopy revealed a bleeding ulcer, which they were able to treat. Had he waited longer, the outcome could have been dire. Today, Richard is back to tending his roses, though he's wiser about taking regular breaks and listening to his body's signals. Dr. Susan Chen, a geriatric specialist at Northwestern University, explains that unusual fatigue is one of the most common and most overlooked symptoms in seniors. Fatigue isn't just being tired, she says. It's a persistent lack of energy that rest doesn't improve. This type of fatigue occurs because your heart may be working harder to pump blood throughout your body. Your lungs might be struggling to provide adequate oxygen. Your endocrine system could be producing insufficient hormones. Your body might be fighting an infection or disease process. Critical nutrients like iron, B12, or protein might be deficient. Persistent fatigue can signal serious conditions, including heart disease, cancer, kidney disease, respiratory problems, or severe nutritional deficiencies. If you're experiencing unusual fatigue that doesn't improve with rest, here's what to do. Start by keeping a simple energy journal for 1 week. Note when fatigue is worst and any activities that trigger it. This provides valuable information for your doctor. Request comprehensive blood work from your physician, including a complete blood count, metabolic panel, thyroid function, and vitamin levels. Review your medications with your doctor or pharmacist. Many common prescriptions can cause fatigue as a side effect, and sometimes simple adjustments can help. Consider a sleep evaluation. Conditions like sleep apnea are common as we age and can cause severe daytime fatigue. Most importantly, don't dismiss persistent tiredness as just getting old. Richard's wife recognized that his fatigue represented a significant change from his normal energy levels, and that awareness may have saved his life. Have you noticed increased fatigue that seems different from normal tiredness? Or have you discovered that what you thought was age-related fatigue was actually something treatable? Share your experience by typing energy in the comments below. Sign number 3, changes in cognitive function. We all joke about senior moments, those times when we walk into a room and forget why, or struggle to recall a familiar name. Some cognitive changes are indeed normal parts of aging. But certain mental shifts deserve immediate attention because they could signal something more serious. The key distinction isn't whether you occasionally forget things. It's about noticing new patterns of confusion, significant personality changes, or increasingly poor judgment in everyday situations. My sister-in-law, Eleanor, always meticulous about her finances, began making unusual mistakes in her checkbook at age 67. A retired accountant who had managed the books for a small business, Eleanor had always been the family financial guru, but suddenly, she was forgetting to pay bills, making calculation errors, and even accused her bank of stealing money when she couldn't reconcile her statements. Her daughter noticed other subtle changes. Eleanor, normally a careful driver, received 2 traffic tickets in a month. She began wearing the same outfit several days in a row, despite having a closet full of clothes. And most telling, this warm, engaged grandmother began withdrawing from family gatherings, claiming they were too noisy or too confusing. Initially, everyone attributed these changes to grief after losing her husband, but when Eleanor got lost driving to the grocery store she'd visited weekly for decades, Her daughter insisted on a medical evaluation. The neurologist diagnosed vascular dementia. Small strokes had damaged portions of Eleanor's brain. While they couldn't reverse the existing damage, proper medication and care plans helped slow progression significantly. Today, 3 years later, Eleanor lives with her daughter, and while she needs some supervision, still enjoys reading, music, and family visits. Dr. James Peterson, neurologist at Johns Hopkins, explains that our brains undergo natural changes with age. Processing speed slows and retrieving certain types of memories takes longer, he says. But significant changes in cognition, especially when they affect daily functioning, require medical attention. Brain changes that should raise concern occur when small, undetected strokes damage brain tissue, protein deposits form, as in Alzheimer's disease. Neurotransmitter imbalances affect communication between brain cells. Inflammation impacts brain function. Medication side effects or interactions impair cognitive processing. Undiagnosed infections cause temporary confusion, especially common in seniors. Distinguishing between normal aging and concerning cognitive changes can be challenging, even for medical professionals. That's why baseline cognitive testing is becoming more common in geriatric care. This is the sign that, when caught early, can make the most dramatic difference in both lifespan and quality of life. Here's what you should do. First, establish cognitive baselines through simple tests your doctor can administer during regular checkups. Having these results on record makes it easier to identify meaningful changes later. Second, if you notice cognitive changes, keep a log of specific incidents, not just "Mom seems forgetful," but "Mom left the stove on twice this week," or "Dad got lost coming home from church." This specific information helps doctors tremendously. Third, request a medication review. Sometimes cognitive changes result from drug interactions or side effects, rather than neurological conditions. Fourth, be aware that infections, especially urinary tract infections, can cause significant temporary confusion in seniors. If cognitive changes appear suddenly, this is one of the first things to check. Finally, consider modifications to protect against poor judgment. Eleanor's family enrolled in automatic bill payments and hired a daily check-in service before diagnosis was even confirmed. The good news? Many causes of cognitive changes are treatable, and even conditions like dementia progress more slowly with early intervention. Eleanor's family believes their quick action added years of quality life to her journey. Have you noticed cognitive changes in yourself or someone you love? What made you realize something was different? Your insights could help someone recognize this critical sign earlier. Type "mind" in the comments if you've had experience with this. Sign number 4, social withdrawal. Remember when your social calendar was so full you barely had time to breathe? While it's natural for our social circles to contract somewhat as we age, a sudden or dramatic withdrawal from activities and relationships you once enjoyed isn't part of normal aging. It's often a warning sign. When the person who never missed a community event starts declining invitations, or when phone calls go unreturned and visits become unwelcome, something deeper may be happening. My brother-in-law Frank was always the life of every gathering. Quick with a joke, first on the dance floor, and the man who organized the neighborhood's annual block party for 15 years straight. After retiring at 68, he remained just as engaged, volunteering at the Veterans Center, meeting his bowling league weekly, and hosting poker night every month. Then gradually, things changed. First, Frank stepped down from organizing the block party, saying it was time for someone younger to take over. Within a few months, he stopped attending poker nights, claiming he needed to watch his money in retirement. His weekly calls to his daughter became bi-weekly, then monthly. When friends stopped by, Frank's wife would often say he was resting or not feeling up to visitors. His family assumed Frank was simply adjusting to retirement. But when he declined to attend his only grandson's high school graduation, an event he'd talked about for years, his daughter knew something was seriously wrong. After much persuasion, Frank saw his doctor. Tests revealed he was suffering from severe depression, complicated by an undiagnosed thyroid condition that contributed to his fatigue and mood changes. With proper treatment for both conditions, the old Frank gradually re-emerged. He doesn't host the block party anymore, but he's back to poker nights and rarely misses family events. Dr. Laura Carstensen, director of Stanford University's Center on Longevity, explains that contrary to stereotypes, most older adults maintain strong social connections. When we see significant social withdrawal in previously engaged seniors, she notes, it's usually a symptom of something that needs attention. Social withdrawal in seniors often signals depression or anxiety disorders, which are underdiagnosed in older adults. Hearing loss that makes social interaction frustrating or embarrassing, mobility issues that make getting out difficult, early cognitive changes that make following conversations challenging, medication side effects affecting energy or mood, undiagnosed physical pain that makes socializing uncomfortable. The danger is that social withdrawal creates a vicious cycle. Isolation worsens depression, which increases isolation, creating a downward spiral that accelerates physical and cognitive decline. If you notice yourself or a loved one withdrawing socially, consider these steps. Schedule a complete physical examination with particular attention to mood, hearing, mobility, and pain assessment. Frank's story shows how physical and mental health issues often intertwine. Investigate transportation options if mobility is limited. Many communities have senior shuttle services that can help maintain independence. Consider technology solutions that make socializing easier. Video calls can help maintain connections when in-person visits are difficult. Start small if returning to social activities feels overwhelming. Having one friend over for coffee is less taxing than attending a large gathering. Enlist family members to provide regular, structured social contact. Frank's daughter now schedules regular outings with her father, giving him something to look forward to. Remember that addressing social withdrawal isn't just about quality of life. It directly impacts longevity. Studies consistently show that maintaining social connections adds years to life. Has your social life changed as you've aged? Have you ever caught yourself withdrawing and recognized it as a warning sign? Share your experience by typing social in the comments below. If you are still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment sign number 4 below to let me know you were here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Sign number 5, increased frequency of illness or infections. Remember when you could be around sick grandchildren and never catch their colds? Or how that paper cut would heal in just a day or two? As we age, our immune systems naturally become less robust. But when you find yourself catching every bug that comes around, or when minor infections take weeks instead of days to clear, your body may be sending you an important message. Frequent illness or infections that linger longer than expected can be your immune system signaling that it's struggling to maintain its protective function. My cousin Harold, a retired postal worker who prided himself on having never called in sick a single day in 40 years, began experiencing a strange pattern at age 74. It started with a cold that lingered for almost a month. Within weeks of recovering, he developed bronchitis. Then came a urinary tract infection, followed by a mysterious rash that wouldn't respond to over-the-counter treatments. Just bad luck, Harold insisted to his wife. Everyone has a rough patch now and then. When a simple cut on his hand while gardening developed into a skin infection requiring antibiotics, his wife put her foot down. 4 infections in 5 months isn't bad luck, Harold. It's your body trying to tell you something. Harold's doctor ordered comprehensive testing, which revealed early-stage chronic lymphocytic leukemia, a slow-growing blood cancer that weakens the immune system. Because they caught it early, Harold's oncologist opted for a watchful waiting approach rather than aggressive treatment, with regular monitoring and immune-supporting strategies. 3 years later, Harold still deals with occasional infections, but understanding his condition has allowed him to take precautions that minimize their frequency and severity. He received pneumonia and shingles vaccines, practices careful hand washing, and temporarily avoids crowded places during flu season. Most importantly, he no longer ignores early symptoms, seeking treatment at the first sign of infection. Dr. Janet Mitchell, immunologist at University of Michigan, explains that our immune systems undergo significant changes with age, a process scientists call immunosenescence. The aging immune system faces multiple challenges, she explains. It produces fewer new immune cells, maintains a larger proportion of worn-out cells, and often triggers inappropriate inflammatory responses. These changes make fighting off infections more difficult. Frequent infections or illnesses occur when white blood cell production decreases or becomes dysfunctional, Inflammatory responses become overactive or misdirected. The thymus gland, which produces T cells, naturally shrinks with age. Nutritional deficiencies impair immune function. Chronic conditions like diabetes or heart disease divert immune resources. Medications suppress immune response as a side effect. These changes happen to everyone, but when infections become notably more frequent or severe, it suggests your immune system may be under unusual strain. If you notice an increase in frequency or severity of infections, here's what you should do. Request comprehensive blood work that includes immune function markers. Harold's doctor ordered tests that examine both white blood cell counts and their functionality. Review your vaccination status. Many seniors need boosters or specialized vaccines like high-dose flu shots, pneumonia vaccines, and the shingles vaccine. Evaluate your diet for immune-supporting nutrients. Protein deficiency, common in seniors, significantly impairs immune function. Consider vitamin D testing. Many older adults are deficient, and low vitamin D levels correlate with increased infection susceptibility. Implement infection prevention strategies. Careful hand washing, avoiding sick contacts when possible, and promptly cleaning even minor wounds. Most importantly, reset your definition of worth seeing a doctor about. Harold's decades of stoicism nearly caused him to miss a critical diagnosis. In your senior years, waiting until you're really sick before seeking care can have serious consequences. Have you noticed changes in how frequently you get sick or how long it takes to recover? Has an increased frequency of infections ever led to an important diagnosis? Share your experience by typing "I'm immune" in the comments. My dear friends, we've covered some serious ground today. We've talked about unexplained weight loss, increasing fatigue, cognitive changes, social withdrawal, and frequent infections. 5 important signals our bodies might send when they're facing serious challenges. Knowledge is power, not fear. Recognizing these signs early could mean the difference between a treatable condition and a life-threatening emergency. Barbara, Richard, Eleanor, Frank, and Harold, all real people whose stories I've shared, are still with us today because they or someone who loved them recognized these warning signs and took action. I want you to remember something important. These signs don't necessarily mean you're in your final year. They mean your body needs attention, maybe significant attention, right now. Think about your own health journey. Have you noticed any of these signs in yourself or someone you love? Taking action today could mean many more healthy years ahead. If this video has helped you recognize something important about your health, please give it a thumbs up so others can find this information too. Subscribe to our Golden Years Wisdom channel for more honest conversations about aging with dignity and knowledge. And please, share your experiences in the comments below. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to take that crucial step toward getting help. Remember, my friends, aging is inevitable, but suffering in silence is optional. I'm rooting for your health and happiness today and for many years to come. Until next time, this is Margaret from Golden Years Wisdom, sending you strength and hope.